Fans, I guess you're wondering what the Braves going to do at the trade deadline. Well, it's 6 p.m. tonight. Now, after this deadline goes past, can you still pick up a player? You sure can. Up until August the 31st, you can pick up anybody on waivers. And that's pretty cool, actually. But the rosters on September the 1st are set and engraved. They'll be expanded for your rookies to come in and take their shot and take their swings. But the Phillies have been hot of late. And the Phillies are picking up folks as well. They're 10 games out of first place. Braves are 3.5 after the Mets win last night. The Mets schedule, against the Nationals is a huge advantage because the Phillies and the Braves are going to be knocking one another around as the Mets are trying to extend their lead because guess what? Knock on the door. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Braves will be playing, you got it right, the Mets in New York. Now, the Mets look good. They've got, I call him Oopensnizer. You got these aces up there that are tremendous. And so what you're going to have to do is, and they also say Jake DeGrom is coming back. So the Mets are looking pretty good. But the Braves are still in that big hunt when it comes to the playoffs. They look better than they did last year, and they won the World Series. So let's keep our heads up on this one. The Braves do pick up a starting pitcher. Last night, Odesi, he is from the Astros, and he looks really solid. Let's say he's pretty solid. But Will Smith just had to go. Will Smith had been really struggling, and but last year in the playoffs, you got to tip your hat to Will Smith. Will Smith was lights out in the World Series with an ERA of 0. But there's a time to cut ties. Now, the Braves signed a big contract with Austin Riley. Austin Riley, my goodness, gets a $221 million contract for 10 years. So he's wrapped up for 10 years. Now you got your first baseman, Olsen, wrapped up. You got Albies over there wrapped up. You got Acuna wrapped up. So the Braves have got a team now. Now it's time to sign Max Fried. I'm going to be very curious to what the Braves offer Max. But you're still waiting for Soroka to come back. Where are you, Soroka? Last time I heard in the minors, he got hit in the leg. Same leg he's rehabbing, and he has not pitched since. But the Braves have some great prospects down in AAA and AA right now. I was looking at that yesterday, and I'll tell you, we got a shortstop down there that is fire. So Swanson is going to want a lot of money come contract day, but there is a man down there in shortstop, down there in he's in AAA, but he's one of the top prospects in Major League Baseball. The man can hit for power. The man can steal bases. This man here is up and coming. So Swanson, you better be on the ball, bud. But the Braves tonight is 7-20, take on the Phillies, and this is going to be a good one. The Braves need these wins. Only a 2-game set here in Atlanta before you head to New York. But the Braves have got to be sharp in the next couple of games, or you'll fall further down. So right now, it's 3.5 games out. You know the Mets are playing the Nationals. That's pretty much free wins for them. So you've got to play steady. Hey, listen, this has been Brokeman Radio. We have other broadcasts. We have other things going on that we would really love you to join us. Brokeman Radio is on YouTube, and I'm trying to get things done. Had to break off from one of my affiliates, so lately have been figuring out some things. But you're listening to Brokeman Radio. This is Clay. Thank you so much. As they say at Barles and James, we thank you for your support. Go Braves one more time. Go Braves. Billy, what's going on? You're listening to Brokeman Radio Worldwide, home of the champions, 2010 Backyard Champions. Get some of that with the PC pipe and the tennis ball. So I was reading this story last night about Babe Ruth. You know, most people know Babe Ruth as the big giant 6'3", 230-pound monster from the East who broke all kinds of records, hit 714 home runs. His average was unstoppable at 342. But to make a long story short, it's kind of weird. You know, a lot of people going through depression and they have hard times. But I want you to hear something. Babe Ruth, he developed cancer. He fought it hard as he could, but no one ever told Babe Ruth that he had cancer. They were afraid to tell Babe Ruth, this great superstar, that he had cancer because they were afraid that Babe would off himself. So to the day he died, no one ever said Babe Ruth has cancer, but the hospital was surrounded by fans as he passed away in that hospital room. But here's a story I was reading. I'm like, really, but really? After all that Babe Ruth had done for the Yankees, all that he had done for baseball, and he was the name of baseball, he wanted to be a manager. Really bad. Really, 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 really bad. But he got turned down. Matter of fact, they threw him some peanuts and said, listen, you become a first base coach. And so he took the job at first base, but they taught him none of the signs. And they also didn't really want him to be knowing what's going in the front office. So Babe was pretty much shut out from things. He was told he'd never become a manager. And he also tried to get into broadcasting, Brokeman radio style. The radio was big back then. But Babe Ruth was rejected. He got a little letter in the mail that says, sorry, thank you for asking, but not today. We're talking about these people out there that may have denied you, may have told you no, may have said things like, you know what, we don't need you. We want you to play first base over there, first base coach. He even offered to come back as a designated hitter. Imagine having Babe Ruth saying, listen, I'll come in and hit DH for you whenever you need me to. And the Yankees said, and I quote, no, we're good. So Babe Ruth had movies about him, can't get a job with the radio, can't get a job as a manager, and basically drifted off into oblivion, got sick, passed away, but had an amazing life. So sometimes, even if you are on that Babe Ruth level at your job, you're still going to have those people. You're still going to have those people that hate on whatever you're doing. And here at Brokeman Radio, we say, listen, this is designed for the broke man, the hard-working man, the American flag-toting man and woman. So we say, when they say no, it's okay, because you're still the greatest. You're still an amazing person, an amazing outfit, and no matter who says no, they have their own agenda. But you keep pressing forward, because last time I checked, when you look up the name Babe Ruth, you're not going to see loser. You're not going to see he was denied a managerial job. You're going to hear one of the greatest of all time. So keep your head up, Brokeman Radio Nation. Much love here. And I'll tell you something, tomorrow's show is going to be pretty cool. We'll keep that under wraps. But yeah, I'm trying to do some new things here and trying to get everybody, trying to do things that would interest not just a certain group, but all of us. So let's try tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do some more Bert Simmons. That should be coming out by Friday. It's all about having fun and also making you laugh. But yeah, we've all been denied and we've all had hard times. But remember, keep your head up and keep pressing forward because you are the greatest. You're listening to Brokeman Radio Worldwide. What up, Billy? What up, Ben? What up, Mr. Larry? Y'all have a wonderful super day. You're listening to Brokeman Radio Worldwide, home of the Champions 2010 Backyard Champions. What's really going on? So now, $1.1 billion is the lottery. Could you imagine? Could you imagine playing the lottery and winning $1.1 billion? I mean, what would you do with that? I mean, that's a lot of money. Of course, if it's 1.1 billion, you'll probably come out of here with a cool, after taxes, after the man gets his money, all these kind of things. Broke Man Radio Nation, if you give a broke man that much money, what would you do with it? Talking about letting your hair down. You actually can afford now to really go on a good vacation. But as for me, if I want that much money, I already know I've had this idea for years. I would go and get me a van full of spider monkeys and I would build a castle. This sounds crazy, don't it? But you have to just follow the idea. You go build a castle, in South Georgia. Most of the homes, look pretty much the same. But could you imagine riding by a castle in the distance? That would build some definite intrigue. You would be above and beyond different than anybody in your neighborhood. But yeah, if someone were to have a problem with you, you've got an army of spider monkeys that are trained not only to hug and to assist, but also to keep people away from your castle. Oh yeah, see, the things we think of what we would do with $1.1 billion. You actually could get that lawnmower fixed that you were thinking about, or possibly this just happened yesterday. Dun, 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 dun. The air goes out in the van. Now this ain't no real expensive van, so when somebody says it costs $2,000 to fix the AC in a van, you're like, this fan ain't worth fixing. So now the big dilemma, what do you do? It's going to cost a lot of money to fix the AC, but if I had that 1.1 billion, I wouldn't even flinch. I'd be like, go ahead and fix it now. But it's Friday. It's time to let your hair down. Well, if you don't have no hair and you're like some of my friends that are bald-headed, it's time to put a little extra shine on your head. It's Friday. Go out there and have fun and enjoy yourself. And remember, don't drink and drive. And if you do go out, man, pick a designated driver. Be the smart guy. They got so many avenues now that didn't have years ago. You can call a ride to come get you in the middle of nowhere. So maybe I should have done that when I broke down the other day at 2 a.m. Maybe I should have called an Uber. Wait a minute, my phone wasn't working. So that'd have been a little bit difficult. I've learned one thing. No one is going to stop for you on the side of the road at 2 a.m. Okay? Just not going to happen. So, don't blame any of those people. But yeah, it's Friday. Have a great, great, great weekend. And we'll see you Sunday on our Sunday edition. But much love, and we'll be very careful this weekend. Bye-bye.